Good morning, Jim Hartman, Secret Garden Bees. It's 5:30 in the morning on a chilly Saturday, and so that makes it perfect to be out in the shop working on some beehive material. So what we're going to be doing today is taking this rough-hewn lumber that I've been drying for a little over a year that I got from a sawmill, and we're going to run it through the planer and get it down into material that I can actually use to build beehives with. What we're going to do that with is my old trusty, very modern piece of equipment here, my 1949 Parks planer. This is a old school piece of equipment, and I'll show you a little bit more how it works before I get started, and I'll take you through a few things this morning. All right, this is a 1949 Parks woodworking planer. I bought this in pretty sorry condition, but they don't make them like this anymore. This is a 600-pound machine, solid cast iron with a motor. You can see from the belts there on the side, and there are no OSHA safety guards on this. This is truly a thing from another time. The way this works, for those of you who aren't familiar with a planer, is there's a drum in here with 3 really large blades that go inside and then are set inside. And then what they'll do is they'll pull off a chunk of wood from the top of this old sawmill wood and begin to plane it down. Now, being as this is an old planer, we actually have to do old school type of things, such as oil up, with my trusty Tin Man oil can, the rollers, so this will feed through. All right, well, once I've got that all oiled up, I'll fire it up and show you how it works. All right, I've got everything oiled up. I've got things set up and plugged in. I've got my hearing protection on, I've got my breathing protection, I've got my gloves on, and we're ready to get started. Now, one of the things I didn't talk to you about is the reason we have to do this is this sawmill wood is very rough, and it's also around a 1-inch thick when it comes off the sawmill. That's why we call them 1x8s or 1x10s, because when they come off the mill, they're actually 1 inch thick by 8 inches wide. And then you have to run them through a device like a planer to take all that roughness off, and that gets them down to 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch is what you get when you're at the store. So if you ever wondered why you buy a 1x8 and it's not 1 inch thick, that's the reason why. So we're going to take all these down to 3/4 of an inch, nice and smooth and ready for use. Okay, we're all done here, and what we're left with is nice, clean 3/4 inch lumber that's ready to go on to the next stage of processing to become a beehive. As a happy byproduct, we've also got this large pile of shavings that I get to collect up and go use somewhere on the property for mulch. I hope you've enjoyed this video of my Secret Garden Bees and learned a little bit about how I prepare the sawmill lumber for setting up into beehives.